Fujimoto really likes to cause me pain. He really likes to put me in a lot of agony, because this chapter had me both upset at the end after a really nice, upward spiral of happiness. Because I've expressed before, the thing in this series that my biggest kind of fingers crossed wish list by the end of it is that I want Kobeni to be happy and survive. I like that Kobeni has this kind of ability almost to always get out of these situations by the skin of her teeth. She's always barely able just to kind of get out and just get away from the danger. Because one of the things we know about how the Chainsaw Man works is he will come when called and ask for help. But in doing so, he will end up killing whoever has asked for help from him. We know that. We know that, oh yeah, calling the Chainsaw Man puts your own life at risk. That's one of the things that makes the Chainsaw Man so terrifying. And Kobeni, having called him over, puts her in a very risky spot. And a lot of people are speculating that she was going to die, but by the stuff we knew in the series, that was a high possibility, but I had my fingers crossed that she would be able to get out. And, there was this whole setup with people, the guy that, was her boss or coworker or whatever, was oh, this must be a prank show or something, it must be some kind of hidden camera thing set up, this can't be real. And he didn't get a punishment, at a level of, him being kind of a jerk to Kobeni, but I don't think anybody's gonna miss him after getting beheaded by Denji. And Denji doesn't like to. We know that Denji doesn't really like to kill innocent people for no reason, but I don't know. I feel like this is one that everyone's just gonna be like, oh, see you later, bozo. We're not gonna miss you around. But I did really like seeing Kobeni pick up the pieces of the hamburger, put it back together, and then give it to Denji to eat, and he seemed pretty happy with it. So, good thumbs up there. Always a good thumbs up. Any way that Kobeni can succeed and do things, with benefit to others is always a good thing. Anyway, after that point, Denji has this moment inside of his subconscious of how he wants to go on a date with a girl, to which he then has his intestine scarf pick up Kobeni and then, leave. And this is a sign, fingers crossed especially, fingers highly crossed, that Aki isn't actually dead. Because we haven't really seen what happens to a person when a devil takes over their body. But we do know from this, and Denji having this subconscious kind of influence over his current state, that that's kind of what happened with Aki when Aki was, going against Denji. He wasn't in full control, but in his mind, he was kind of influencing what his body was doing in this kind of representation of what he was up to. And it was in a way that was tied to something in the previous state of his life before, things just broke away. With Aki, it was right before the gun devil ended up killing his family, when he was, having a snowball fight with his younger brother. And with Denji, living in the dark, lonely shack, he's still got his eye patch, so this is obviously before the point where he became the, Chainsaw Man. So, that is a possibility to say that Aki wasn't the gun fiend, but he became the gun hybrid, but he was in a state similar to Denji where he just had no real control, and was just kind of, a uncontrolled monster. It's a possibility. I really want Denji to, to have Aki back, and with Power as a devil, we know that she is technically not dead. Maybe the character Power, but the Blood Devil itself is just back in hell, and there's a chance that maybe she can regain her memories at some point and, be put back in the way that she was before. That's still something that is possible, but Aki as a human is, he's either dead or he is a hybrid and will survive, similar to what's going on with, any of the other hybrid characters. But, like I said, I do really like that, that Kobeni is always able just to kind of barely escape any situation. Anytime she's in a really just shitty, seemingly all hope is lost moment, she's able just to get out. And like she goes and like she's with Denji, who wants to go on a date with a girl, and he's just kind of taking her along. Goes and gets ice cream, and I don't see blood coming from the ice cream truck that he destroyed. So maybe the ice cream man survived. Maybe he actually was able to get out of there and not face absolute mutilation from Denji. But then he's like gonna go take her to do like some Dance Dance Revolution game, and some dumbass devil hunter unfortunately decided to get into a fight with something that was beyond him to a massive degree, and instantly ends up just completely slaughtered. To which point Denji just wants to dance with Kobeni. Kobeni is like, trying to figure out what she can do to get out of this. It brings up that she doesn't have any money, so she can't really play. Then she just sees like one of those like coin, getting change machines, and just cuts it right open. And here's all this money poured out. I'm hoping by the end of this, Kobeni just takes like the handful of cash, and she's just like, I need to do something in order to like treat myself, because she deserves it after all this shit she constantly has to go through. And I'm curious to know like what she's even going to do with her job, since she's kind of now without employment, because like I would guess, because it looks like most of the people at her work are dead, but she's just doing what she can to survive, doing all these dance moves and trying really hard just to appease this chainsaw giant that is like killing everybody around her except her. So when Denji leaves and Kobeni survives, it's just like another day of survival for Kobeni. Oh, my little mic filter fell off. Hang on. My mic was being a little funny, so I had to go get this little mic filter to put on it, and it's slightly bigger than the shape. I might have to get like a little bit of tape or something to put on there, but after that point, Denji goes and he finds Makima, like he's confronted by Makima, who brings out all these people under control. And guessing by the fact she has Kianshi, the Katana Fiend, the Katana Hybrid, and Reze, that these other guys are probably also the same thing. They're also, probably these undying, hybrid style, devil power users. And I mentioned at the start of this that there was something that made me very happy going out of this chapter, and then upset near the end. The thing that made me happy is the fact Kobeni survived. I was very worried that Kobeni was going to die. That was, in my opinion, that going into this chapter, the thing that had me the most tense. Because Kobeni really was in a dangerous spot. The fact that she had called the Chainsaw Man, and we knew that the Chainsaw Man, how he would kill people, that call him. And I was worried. I really didn't want anything bad to happen to Kobeni. I like Kobeni. I just want her to be happy and not have to suffer. After that point, we have the reveal that Reze is under control of Makima. And it makes sense. Like, I'm not mad that she's doing it, because it's like, oh, this doesn't make sense. It makes perfect sense the way that we know the events happened earlier, as well as we know how Makima's powers work. The thing that bothers me is, out of the two of them, when it came to Denji's feelings towards Makima, it's more of just how Makima manipulated his emotions and his mind in order for him to have feelings for her. Because though Denji was interested in Makima, Makima and him have no real chemistry. There's nothing real between him and Makima. That's facts. I don't think anybody would look at the way that he and Makima interact and think it's genuine. Whereas when it came to Reze, Denji and Reze had very, very organic and very real feeling chemistry between them, and you could tell that they actually had a very strong emotional connection. And even though they fought, you know that Reze still had a thing for Denji, and she was ready to go and be with him before getting intercepted by Makima. And because of that, like, even though they fought, we know that Reze wanted to take Denji back with her. And here she is now being controlled as, like, a Makima simp. And, like, the other guys, it's like, any character, rather, that is, like, we would see controlled is fine. The ones that would bother me, obviously, besides Aki, anybody that we know them, like, as a different character. Kianshi's probably fine. Kianshi's probably perfectly okay with, getting hot and bothered and affectionate with, Makima. But, like, we know Reze's emotional feelings towards Denji, and we know that she does not like Makima. So seeing her as this brainwashed puppet like this just bothers the hell out of me. And if there's one character I want to see break free of Makima's control, it's Reze. I want to, like, as well as if there's anybody here that can shake Denji back to normal, it's Reze, because they have, like, a very, very real, sense of like, affection towards each other, and, like, a very high potential for their relationship. So, I really want to see, a progression of Reze breaking free. I really, really do. I want to get to the chapter where she is free of Makima's control and goes back with Denji, and maybe they have a tag team fight against these guys. I can hope. But anyway, other than that, though, comment below. Tell me your thoughts about this. I'm really hoping this sounds better with my mic. I need to get a better one, because these headphones, the audio, like, sounds great, and, like, the bass boosting sounds great, but, like, the microphone isn't great. And I want to just get, like, a solo mic. The one I'm looking at, though, is like $400. I'm going to probably try and get it soon, but not right now. Maybe sometime in October. Maybe I'll try and get it then. But other than that, comment below, thumbs up the video from the like button, subscribe button, and check out my other videos. Other than that, I appreciate everyone who's already subscribed, and I thank you all for listening. Bye.